There's an old saying when someone is very strong, especially older in life, they say, hey, man, that man has the strength of 100 men. If you look at President Trump, he represents Caleb in the Bible, who had this incredible strength that he was able to knock out the giants.
Okay. Jeez. I'm sorry. I couldn't even let that one go by without laughing. So this is Flashpoint, and they're very excited about the mugshot, and they're not at all upset about the arrest. They are totally happy about it. So we're gonna check this out. I am Brentley, and this is the Punk Apostate. Here we go. All right, so this is this show Flashpoint, right? And Flashpoint is not the excellent comic about the Flash going back in the past that the movie was based off of. No, this is not the cool Flashpoint. That would be the cool Flashpoint. This is the crazy, nonsensical Flashpoint that is obsessed with Trump. And so we got it, because Trump has the strength of 100 men. Is that what he said? I don't know. So that's what we're doing here. That's what. So we're gonna watch this stupid show, and I promise I'll get off of the Trump stuff as soon as it stops being fun. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. All right. Can't help it. This is just fun right now. I'm sure it won't be pretty, for long. Okay.
There is a movement that is happening. Lance has been saying it for 3 years. There's a populist movement that is arising in America where people are saying, we've had enough. But not only that, there's an old saying when someone is very strong, especially older in life, they say, hey, man, that man has the strength of 100.
What's older in life? What does that mean? like it can, as opposed to being older in death? What are you talking about?
Man, if you look at President Trump, he represents Caleb in the Bible, who had this incredible strength that he was able to knock out the giants. And watch this, take his mountain and get the inheritance for the people of God at the age of 80. And I really believe that this mugshot that they're doing with President Trump, it really represents all of us in that mugshot who are fighting for God, our country, our families, and really for our freedom. And it's all going to begin to backfire. And lastly, I want to say this. There was a time in Acts 12 where Peter got thrown in prison. This president, they are trying everything they can to keep him from running again, from having his rightful place as president in this country. But here's the thing. There was a remnant that prayed. The church prayed without.
They are so obsessed. It's like they can't even wrap their head around the fact that Trump just won't be president. Like they just can't even. They're like, no, this is impossible. What do you mean? He's a criminal, dude. He's gotten in trouble. Like as soon as he gets federal charges, and I'm pretty sure he will, it's over. He can't run any longer. The thing is, I wonder how they're going to react once it is just the nail is in the coffin and they know he can't run. He can't be president again. Like what's going to happen? I almost think they'll just melt down. Like I don't even know if they'll move their support off of it or anything. They'll all just fall to their feet, tear their clothing and put ash on their face and go, why? That's all I can think will happen. I don't think they'll
ceasing. And the power of a praying church in faith absolutely bust open the prison doors and set Peter free. And I believe if we will pray and turn off those that are lying to us in the media, like you just showed that clip with that woman, I believe we are going to see a freedom come not only to President Trump, but to this country, that we're going to enjoy America made great again, but not just that, but for our children and future generations.
I believe you as well.
It's crazy. I've never seen a news like they're talking like this is a news program, right? But it's insane the way the words that are coming out of their face are not news program words. They are crazy cult leader sycophancy. Yeah, sure. That's a word now. I made it. It's a word. I said it. It's a word now.
And I believe that. And I think people are waking up. Pastor Frank, let me go back to Lance here. Lance, the thing is, the mugshot, and we're not.
This guy always looks like he's pooping. Why does he always look like he's pooping? I don't even know how you do that. But it's just like he doesn't mean to, but it just,
done with this and what the effect it's had on the inner city. But before I get to that, this he raised like 4 something million the first night and 7.1 by the weekend. It seems to be resonating with America. What do you think?
The fact that he can like con y'all out of a bunch of money, that means that he's resonating with America. Got it. Okay, sure.
Yeah, and I just got one more thought on this. I don't watch Rachel. I have to come to Flashpoint to be tormented by Rachel. I call her Rachel Mad Cow. She actually, why
Good one. That rhymes. I guess if that's all you're going for. Good one.
these journalists ever, Gene, have to answer for 2 years
I
of
know.
Russia every night? Remember her? Now, if Russia's disproven, and if the
Yeah, exactly. Kelly said, smile. You're on camera. You're on a show, man, in front of human beings. Smile. Jeez Louise. Do what you tell the ladies to do all the time. You know what I'm saying? Fucking smile.
the intelligence community leaders that all said that the laptop from Hunter was Russian disinformation.
God.
And
They cannot talk about this thing at all. Like they just can't not talk about it. That's what it is. They're like, hold on, has it been 4 seconds? Well, we got to bring up the laptop from hell. It's been 4 seconds.
followed that narrative faithfully for 2 years. What credibility does she even have postulating a theory about Trump refusing to leave office? What bothers me most is I don't know what her ratings are, but whoever's watching her is collectively brain dead, because for 2 years she gave
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if it's the Ingram report, those people are sharp and on it, and they're free thinkers that think for themselves. But if you watch Rachel Maddow, you're brainwashed.
information and never apologized for it.
Unreal.
And then picks up where she left off. That tells me that you've got an audience that is like on the same virus, which is part of what concerns me about America. As for Trump with the inner city,
Now with Rachel Maddow, I don't know. I mean, the few times that I've watched her show, it seemed pretty legit. The main thing to look for credibility is corrections. If she's ever done a correction, even just one, if she's done a single correction, like, hey, I said a thing, it actually wasn't that, it ended up being this over here, she's better than all of the right-wing news just combined.
interesting data on that. The African-American community, you might have seen some of the responses. The idea that he
Racism incoming
is now being treated like a criminal is creating some interesting energy. The African-American vote went from 8% in 2016 up to like what, 16 or 13%?
Right.
Again in 2020. They estimate it's up to 20% now, and it's likely
20%.
that with some people, Trump is going to become the Nelson Mandela type figure that is being persecuted by the bad guys in Washington.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? It's crazy that they can say like that he's persecuted like this, and I'm getting this all over the place. I did a whole video on this one preacher talking about how he's the same as Jesus. He's being persecuted just like Jesus, and his wrongful charges are on the same day that Jesus got his charges. That's right. Not even kidding. They're just so like stuck on this persecution complex thing, and they love it. Christians love it. Right-wing Christians fucking love the persecution thing. I think it's because they know it's not actually happening, and they can just decide that anything is persecution. And then when they see actual persecution going on, they're like, shut up and get over it. That's nothing. Come on. Jeez. We don't need reparations. Calm down. God. You guys like you're so persecuted. Trump is who's persecuted. Okay, not you guys. Trump deserves reparations, not you guys. That's what that is.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a moment. Rick, you had a comment before I change topics?
Well, just real quick, I don't want us to forget the cost to the Constitution and all this. Rick Manning has a great article out yesterday in the Daily Torch, dailytorch.com, about the fact that, we did not allow these January 6th defendants a speedy trial, which the Sixth Amendment requires. Some of them didn't see the inside of a courtroom for a year. Some of them, it was 2 years later before they could even get the videotapes and the evidence against them. So to confront.
Have you ever dealt with anything legal in your entire life? Okay. You know why they say the gears of the law or whatever it is turn slowly? Because, yeah, nothing happens quickly in law, man. Everything fucking takes forever.
confront their accusers was impossible. I bring all of that up to say now they're setting this trial so quick, as Mark Levin alluded to, that it's impossible for Trump to get an actual defense here. Something like 12.5 million pages of material that has been handed over that they're supposed to go through before a March trial. So it's just one.
So it's not fair that he committed so many crimes that he can't come up with a response to all of the accusations of all of the crimes that he definitely did commit. And that's not fair to him. That's
one thing after another. They're decimating the Bill of Rights and decimating the Constitution. And they're doing it to, quote unquote, get Trump. But what it's going to cost us are these freedoms and the basic due process rights of every American.
Prane said, I think Biden is the best thing happened to the USA. He removed force from Afghan, which USA wasn't doing and going nowhere. Yeah, I mean, that was a good move. I do agree with that he, pulling the people out of there. I think pulling the soldiers out was a good thing, because that was just a useless war. Like, it was just a waste of time, a waste of energy. Like, we weren't doing anything, it seemed. Other than just barely holding off the terrorists, like occupancy or whatever. And it didn't really seem, I don't know. I'm not big on world stuff. I'm not, I don't know. I only know a little bit here and there. Not a big, world policy, whatever, foreign policy person. That's not me. Policy wonk, as it were. But Biden's okay. He's very middle of the road. I would appreciate, if you would actually listen to the more far left people instead of them constantly getting vilified by the current Democrat Party. That is basically, they're on the right. They're right of center. If you look at any kind of standard that isn't America, they are right of center. If you look at anywhere else in the world, our Democrats are on the right. Now, it's weird because they make it seem like the rational left is so far left. Oh, those are the crazy people. Like, no, man, like they're just normal. That's just the normal left, but the Overton window has been so fucked by rich people pumping our heads full of their bullshit for so long that, we can't even tell where the Overton window is. But anyway, yeah, Biden's fine.
We can't forget that. We need to keep talking about that so that we can restore, once again, lawyers is at the beginning, judges is at the first, so we can be the righteous city again. The Constitution is really on the chopping block here, even more than Donald Trump.
Well, dude, I mean, Donald Trump is the one that said it should be on the chopping block. Remember? He was like, even if the Constitution says something, we should just throw that out if it's against me.
Well, it is. And if Joe Biden can campaign from a basement, he can certainly campaign with what he's having to deal with. So this is interesting.
I mean, yeah. So Brittany said, because since George Bush, the drugs were coming from Afghan through Latin America and then USA and Canada. Yeah, I mean, as long as there's a demand, there's going to be a supply. I mean, that's just all there is to it. And unfortunately, as it relates to drugs, there's always demand and there always will be demand. Unfortunately, though, the biggest problem with this, I think, is the that fentanyl shit that just ends up in everything. It's just killing everybody, and I wish there was some way that we could make it so that if people are going to do the drugs, at least let's make it safe for them. Can we have like some way of testing the drugs? So I don't know what we should do, but people, I've lost a lot of friends because of that shit. So it's people doing drugs, whatever. Yeah, that's just going to happen. But I'd rather we'd be able to have some kind of mechanism in order to make it safe, and I would almost just rather decriminalize it and then treat it as a mental health problem. Like we should, I feel like that would fix so many of the fucking problems. It would dry up the demand, and then we wouldn't need a supply, and then they would just kind of fade with time,
Ever thought we'd be right here in 2023 heading into 24? Show you a quick example of what people are saying about their swinging their vote over red to Trump. Watch.
I'll tell you something right now. I was talking to my husband about it earlier, and when I really started educating myself and informing myself on Donald Trump, one thing that I'm passionate about is human trafficking, that especially of children. And when I really started digging into it, I saw that Trump also is a huge supporter. He donated recently.
He's a huge, huge supporter of child trafficking. That's great. That's great. And so you support that. I get it. I get it. You're right. He was on the Epstein Island and everything, pointing at the children, you know, all like gross and creepy. So yeah, sure.
$35 million to support human traffic survivors. Yep. That really struck a chord with my heart. And so when I started really looking into him, I'm about action. I'm not about words. Okay. Yes, I like the fact that he says what's on his mind.
It's so creepy how they use black people as like a prop. Like she's just a prop to them. You know, she is just, this is like tokenism to the nth degree. You know, just find me a black person that likes Trump. Can we do that? Just get him over here. Oh, and is it likes Trump because he's against child sacrificing for the Illuminati or whatever, you know, whatever made up stupid thing. Even better. Let's get him over here.
I like the fact that he doesn't say what he thinks people want to hear from him. And to me, I know everything that he's done for the black communities, and I stand behind him.
What?
100%. I'm not.
Name one thing that he's done for fucking any community, let alone the black community. Come on, like what did he do? You know, he sent unidentifiable federal agents over state lines to kidnap protesters that were protesting police killing black people. Yeah, he's your guy, all right. That's your guy.
Not only a Trump supporter, I am a Trump lover, and for the longest time, I've been afraid to come out and say that.
That sounds really weird. It's just like I'm also his lover. I just wanted to let you guys know. I mean, you know, I've kind of kept it secret because it's kind of, I mean, it's sort of embarrassing, really. You know, I mean.
Well, here we go.
I didn't want to lose my blackness or my black friends or whatever. But
remember what Joe Biden said: if you vote for Trump, you ain't black.
That's what he said.
Okay, and that was a really offensive, gross thing that Biden said. But it came from a place of truth, and not in the way he said it, obviously, but like. He's like, you're not looking out for your interests is basically what he meant to say, I think. But yeah, the way he said it was gross. No, come on.
That's what he said.
All right, Lance, let's wrap this before we go to the break. But this is a real shift. Do you think...
Does the black guy get to talk in the segment about black people? Does he get to say words? No?
The left had any idea this would happen? If they did...
He's a fucking prop.
The worst thing they could have done was to get Trump down there and indict him and get a mugshot.
Yeah, I've heard, Brandy said, yes, drugs are okay. They are legalized in India in some states. Yeah, and I do. And they have places where there's doctors on, like on call, like in the little area where you can go. And if you are addicted, because here's the thing, people can shame you for being addicted all day long. Doesn't fucking do anything. You know, they're still going to get sick if they don't have the medication that they need to not be sick. Okay. And it is, as someone who's gone through it, it is horrendous. I've heard women that had children say that childbirth was basically nothing in comparison, because you at least knew that it was going to end. And those types of withdrawals, they go on for months, and without sleeping, or it's horrible. Anyway, so you can't just tell them, hey, don't do it. Hey, you know what? You really shouldn't. You know, you're a bad person for doing that. And they're just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just be sick for the next 3 months. Yeah, thanks. Without any medical solutions to this at all. That'd be great. Thanks. Yeah, I'll do that since you shamed me and everything. It's ridiculous.
Well, it was the nature of the mugshot that he was unpredictable with. He made himself look like somebody who is being abused by the system rather than just defiant of it. And I think the thing that really scares him the most...
The billionaire is getting abused by the system that was literally built to protect him and throw everybody in the trash. That is the opposite of a billionaire.
Isn't that the black vote is going to come out overwhelmingly in favor of Trump? They're afraid of something far more probable. And it's what happened to Hillary.
Are you just saying that? Did you just say that was a very improbable? the whole last segment that you said. You're like, but there is something even that might actually happen, because that was stupid about the black vote. I'm sorry, but I mean, come on. We don't even let the black guy talk on this show. Okay. Let's act like let's live in reality here. Okay.
They're afraid that the African-American male will not vote for the Democrats, that their way of protesting isn't to support Trump, it's not to vote at all, which is the equivalent of denying them the votes they need. It puts more pressure on them to have to come up and manufacture votes. And that's going to be hard, because after the election shenanigans of 2020, we're actually making it difficult for them to do what they did before. So they have to count on every possible vote they can legally get.
All right, final thoughts here before we go to break.
I guess this is just like a recap or something. But in the segment that is about black voters, this guy didn't get to speak once. He hasn't spoke this entire time.
I'll give it to you, David.
Unreal.
Well, I
there we
posted
go.
that ladies
Okay, he gets the last 2 minutes. All right, good. All right, well, at least, all right.
video earlier, and I got to tell you, I was almost in tears when I saw it and then posted it, because that's what I've been championing for, especially among the black community. Look, I want everybody to stand for truth and understand what's going on. But when I saw that, and it's more than just her, so many people, the mugshot is giving so many people in the black community permission to even look at the facts. So much of the black community is like, you know, blue, no matter who, is Democrat, period. Republicans are racist. But when they did this to President Donald Trump, it's taking,
like, we're cool with the racism now because the billionaire got arrested. So, you know, I mean, how much does racism really matter? The billionaire's been arrested. I mean, clearly racism is not a big deal.
taking that cover off, to where blacks are like, wait a minute, they're doing this to him, and now what does he do? It's giving him permission to look at the facts. And when they look at the facts,
what does that mean? Giving them permission to look at the facts. Everybody's had permission to look at the facts. You mean giving you guys a bunch of talking points to like not allow people to actually look at the facts and be like, hey, no, don't look at those. Okay, come over here. Watch this. Well, watch this sycophant channel for a second. No. Just watch this. Okay. All right. You're a Christian, right? Okay. Well, hey, this is a Christian show. Check it out. Watch this. Manipulation.
There's no doubt that President Donald Trump was the best for blacks, Asians, whites, Native Americans, you name it, all colors. He loves this country. It's all about America first. And that's how we're going to take this country.
America first is a white supremacist fucking line, man. Jesus, you guys are dumb. And by you guys, I mean people on this fucking Flashpoint show. Holy shit. All you fucking morons.
Back.
I love that, America first. That is exactly what it's about.
Yeah. The slogan of the KKK. That's right. Yeah.
Right. Yes, sir, Pastor Hank.
Fucking crazy.
I know we got to go to a break, but I just want to mention it to give hope to the people very quickly.
Oh, he's going to give us a prophecy. That's cool. All right, let's see here. USA got reality check. Oh, this is printing. USA got a reality check after Biden, even though USA have setbacks right now, but at least they saw the facade. Biden, Trump, etc. are compromised, and all USA citizens would have got what USA is made of. I mean, yeah, I think that. I mean, this is a country of snake oil salesmen, man. That is our whole bag. Our whole bag is tricking people out of money. That's what makes America America. People don't want to act like that. They're like, oh, it's about freedom. Yeah, freedom to trick people out of their money. That's it. And that's the whole system that we've created. And nothing else. If there's any type of like anybody being like, hey, you know, this should be regulated for something. Hey, what's your fucking communist? Get the fuck out of here. Everybody get this guy out of here. Like that, just because we're like, hey, you know, maybe we should have some yellow tape so that people don't fall on the railroad tracks. And like, you know, but Elon Musk doesn't like the color yellow. So let the people fall. Let the people fall. He doesn't like yellow. That is just America in a nutshell. Get rid of the safety, the safety zone, the safety tape, because the billionaire doesn't like the way it looks. And, you know, who cares if people fall? That really happened, by the way. Yes, that is
June
true.
11th of 2023, the Spirit of the Lord prophesied about the mugshot that would happen. And he said it would be a sign to those of us that this is a trap that will be set by God that will backfire on the people. And it would also be a sign, lastly, that this nation is not going to go the way of socialism like they think it is. So God's got his hand in this. It's a trap
Sure
also.
does.
Hold on, but what was the sign? You were just saying that, and God said there will be a sign. Just any sign? Like anything that we can call a sign, anything that we can put that in the sign bag. We can put literally anything in the basket that we've labeled sign. And so as soon as literally anything happens, like sign, boom, sign basket, prophecy, nailed it, boom.
That has been set. That's going to set our
trap.
country free.
Amen. It is a trap.
For the 2023 Flashpoint Live.
Oh, that was great. Okay. I promise I will go back to just making fun of demons at some point. But oh my God, this has been so fun. All right. Hey, but you know what you should do is have sex more funly. Whatever. Yeah, have sex more funly. I said it. I'm sticking with it. Fuck it. Go to adamandeve.com, who has over 50 years of satisfaction guaranteed. You can get 50% off almost any one item if you use the code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout. And you can get 50% off almost any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the whole order. And the packaging is discreet. So make sure you head out to adamandeve.com. They have literally everything you can possibly think of to make the bedroom more fun. Yeah, you're gonna love it. I promise. You will not be. I mean, it's got satisfaction guaranteed. That's what that means. That means you'll love it. You know, that's how that goes. So go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout, and get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. All right, and hey, make sure you. This is so funny. There was a my friend John, the skeptic, he was reached out. I just got to tell the story real quick. He reached out. He had told me, it's like, hey, I'm going to be having a baby soon, and when that happens, it would really help me if you gave me some videos to like put out in my instead of my normal video, so it saves me some time. That's what he said, and I was like, yeah, no problem. And I was like, but the thing is, I don't edit anything, and he was like, oh, okay. Well, and I was like, but I can try to do the cleanest one I possibly can, and he was like, yeah, okay. So I recorded a bunch. I basically just did a one take on every single one and just kept changing it because I was like, eventually I'll get a good one. I got like 6 weeks, right? That's what he told me. And then I see a video come up of the skeptic. I always watch him. And he's like, this is an old video because I had my baby 5 weeks early. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, oh, shit. That means it just completely changed my the schedule I thought that I could keep to. So I ended up like really just doing my best to hammer one out, as be not like that, you pervert. Come on. I hammer out a video and give it to him with as little editing as humanly possible, so because I was like, I can't do it. And after I sent it out, I figured out how to edit without having to download anything, because that's my big problem. I don't have room to be downloading stuff and everything. Anyway, so I figured out how to edit it without having to download anything, which is a big deal. And so I wrote him back and I was like, hey, I actually figured out how to edit. And he was like, oh, okay. And he was like, go ahead and edit it down. He's like, I haven't watched anything yet. I was like, okay. So I edited it down, right? And did my best anyway. And he just got back with me yesterday and was like, you know what? The unedited one was awesome. We're going to go with that. So all of this to say, and I had a hurricane coming. So I was like literally trying to edit the video before I lost power, and I just barely made it. I had edited it down. It was like, okay. And then it was like a movie, I was, as soon as that thing got here, all the power goes down, was done editing the video, and I had sent it off. So it was like an action movie. Anyway, he ends up he was like, you know what? The unedited one was fine. So he was going to go with that. So, but all this to say, keep an eye out for the skeptic this weekend. That's at THE SKEPTICK, like tick, like you're ticking a box. Yeah, make sure you check that out this weekend and just every weekend, really, because he's fucking awesome. But anyway, so thanks so much for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. And I will, if you want to support the show, there's a bunch of ways you can do that in the show notes. If you want to share the show around, that'd be great. And and like and subscribe, that'd be great. That's like the most immediate way you can help, because that helps us get our content out there, and everything. But yeah, so hey, thanks again for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. And I will be back, I don't know about tomorrow, but I will be back Sunday. So, make sure to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time.